Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about some HSC exam techniques which are very helpful to prepare you with the exam, and you have to practice them using the worksheet provided. If you have any questions, please feel free to bring them to me in next class. Okay, today we're going to talk about three things. Firstly, reflection. You have to think about the exam we have done before and answer some questions. And then we'll analyze the performance band together and introduce some skills to needed will reach band 5 and 6. Okay, now could you please think of these questions and post your answer to the discussion board right next to this video. Okay, look at the performance band now. I've marked your trial exam paper and found that most of you have achieved band 3 and 4 only. So band 5 and 6 are our goals now. To achieve these, you need to get a clear idea of what you should demonstrate during the exam, and here's the description for both bands. Have a look at band 6 description. You have to demonstrate the ability to write Chinese characters, to use vocabulary and grammar, and to organize idea information. These can only be demonstrated in the writing section. Also, you have to demonstrate the ability to analyze text types and the ability to identify specific information, and this can be demonstrated in the reading and listening section. Here is the description for band 5, and you can see the requirements for our reading, writing, and listening abilities. Please be reminded that the first statements of both descriptions is for spoken task only. Okay, now how to achieve these. We need to know how to approach the exam questions, including the techniques to analyze questions which help us to locate answers in the written and spoken text. There are two types of questions here. The first one is the short response questions, and the second one is objective response questions. Okay, here are the steps and procedures to process the short response questions. Firstly, read the question and circle the keywords, including question words such as what, how, and which, and verbs such as and analyze, summarize, or look for, and pronouns and nouns such as he and male speaker. And secondly, you have to think of their Chinese equivalents, and thirdly, you have to locate them in the recording or in the reading test. And fourthly, you have to make notes of the relevant content and then to process information you have and write your responses. Last but not least, you have to check whether your answers are logical and make sense. Okay, here is some tips for you. Okay, firstly, if the questions that require you to use all information, for example, you have to summarize the conversation at the end, unless they're only questions. Also, you have to attend the low order question first. Okay, now let's turn to the objective response questions, which is much easier. Okay, but you have to analyze the options together with the questions, and here is the steps, and that's much similar to the previous one, so you can have a brief look at it. And now we have to talk about listening in particular, because we need more skills there. And in the first, because you can listen to the recording twice, so at the first listening you can go for overall meanings, including the main idea, context, and mood. And at the second reading you can get details, including specific information and the words you don't understand. Okay, now it's time for you to practice. Please remember, firstly, and download the worksheet from Edmodo. You can see the the listening, reading versus there and the audio. And then when you finish them, you have to email them to me. Okay, here you have to email them to me by the 16th of September 2016. Okay, writing. To complete the writing task, firstly, you have to analyze questions. Very important. And these are goals of analysis, and you should analyze the context, purpose, product, audience, and process of your task. Okay, context is just about what happens before the task, and the product indicates the task type, and the audience is to whom you're writing, and process is what should be included, and purpose is just a line to explain and to inform and what you're going to do in this task. Okay, now let's practice. Please identify these 5 elements in the writing questions here and post your answer to the discussion board next to the caption video. Okay, if you can pause the video if you need more time to complete this task. Okay, here are more, and you have to attempt to address the task requirements and outline the key ideas. Also try to identify more than one structures to express your ideas and to analyze them, and to identify the ones which is the most appropriate to the context, purpose, and audience. Okay, please think. You may pause the video if you need more time on this task. Okay, as we know, in order to write a good test, we need something to help us to organize information. Okay, now one of the most effective ways to do this is to use the coherence devices such as 和 and 并 and 而且 as additional devices to indicate additional relationship, and also we can use 但是 然而却 for contrastive relationship. Okay, here we got more phrases. You can have a brief look at it and to identify. I think you should know their meaning, so you have to have a careful look at them and think how to apply them to your own essay. Okay, now here's your turn. Please download the writing worksheet from Edmodo and then email it back to me as it is completed. As you know, the deadline for this task is the 16th of September. So please email me by that day, okay, at the latest. Okay, thanks for your time and listening. Good luck, guys.